Welcome. In front of me is a Samsung A27, and today I will show you how you can hard reset this device through settings. So, before I get started with the actual reset, I do want to quickly mention a couple things and give you some pointers. So, because resetting your device does remove all of the data from your phone, if you store anything on it that you would like to maintain, then it's best that you back it up. Now, for those purposes, I'll be showing you how to back up your device through two different methods that we can utilize on any Samsung or any Android phone. So the first one would be the one that is probably going to be the easiest one, which is the Google backup. And for that, all you need to do is navigate into the settings. I'm going to navigate all the way to the bottom to, I believe it's going to be general management, but I'm not sure. Let's quickly check. Nope. Right? Nope. Trying to find where the hell is the Google backup. I'm just gonna search for it. Okay, so it's in account and backup. Wow, I'm not sure how I didn't see that, but there we go. So you can click on it and backup data. Let's give it a second. And here, when you sign into a Google account, it will actually show you a couple information. So I can select right now to back it up or just confirm that message that just showed up there. But I can clearly see right now nothing is being backed up, neither the photos or videos nor the other device data. Now you can click on each one of them and basically back it up by checking it on and have it backed up. But I do want to quickly talk about the drawbacks of just Google backup. So when it comes down to photos and videos, which might be some of the more important data that you want to back up, and one that is strictly unique to your phone probably, as it could be photos that you have only taken with this phone and they're not visible anywhere else, right? So when you're backing up this kind of data, you potentially would be backing up only up to 15 gigabytes of it by default. 15 gigabytes is what Google gives you as storage for free with your Google account. Anything above that, you need to pay a monthly subscription for. Assuming you're not paying for it, that means that you're only limited to 15 gigs. Anything above that 15 gigs gets left behind on a device, and only up to 15 gigabytes is being backed up. Now, when it comes down to other device data, it states that it backs up things like contacts, call histories, device settings, app data, SMS, and MMS messages. Now, there's a lot of BS right here. I mean, this entire page is actually bullshit, to be completely honest, as things like, for instance, app data or applications themselves are not being backed up. The only thing that Google actually backs up to their servers is things that are unique to you, unique in a way that they can monetize and sell, which is what they actually care about, and also steal. Considering things like, for instance, contacts, they, I believe, would need to ask permission of the people that the contacts belongs to actually have access to it. But they're using you as a patsy. The contact is saved on your device is as good as someone else giving a consent. Cool. I mean, it's as though you have a random person on the street and, little Google just comes in, just asks other random passerby, yo, can I kidnap this girl? Yeah? Oh, cool. I guess I don't need consent from her, right? So that's basically the kind of moronic logic that Google exercises here. Now, when it comes down to apps and app data, like I said, it's not being backed up at all. And even though it tells you that it's being backed up right here, the idea of a backup is to create a copy of the data that is on your phone. If it says application, then application data, meaning the entire freaking application, should be stored somewhere from your phone, as the backup is being done on your device, right? Backing up your data. But the way this works here is that Google kind of just gives himself a little sticky note, writes the application name that you have on your phone, and then just completely deletes it. Now, when it comes down to restoring it, it just kind of goes back to that sticky note and just, oh, okay, cool. You want me to restore, let's say, Facebook. Okay, cool. Let's just download it from Play Store. No, you want me to restore Use Emulator. Use. No such application exists in Play Store anymore. Well, I guess I'm not restoring that. And that's one of the problems. Applications that were on Play Store but are no longer there, you are not getting them back if you choose to back them up through this shitty way. Google backs up applications in a way that basically isn't being backed up. So as long as it's on Google servers, it's going to be re-downloaded, which would be a more accurate way to describe it. But if such an application, I don't know, got striked for some reason and needed to be deleted from Play Store, you're not downloading something that isn't existing there anymore. So be aware of that. And because this is Samsung, we actually have a better way of going about it, which is by closing this and never actually doing Google backup, because let's be honest, Google only gives a shit about your personal data and nothing really else. So why would you even want to utilize that in reality? So we're going to go to the second page, I think, right? Let me just look for it. So let's open up our app tray, and in here where it says Google, Samsung, my bad, you will find application called Smart Switch. Gonna select continue, allow. Might come up with a bunch of windows to allow, but basically what this application allows you to do is migrate the data from one phone to another. Now in this case, it's going to be allowing you to migrate to another Samsung if you're using Smart Switch. These applications, specifically for instance Smart Switch, is used to help you move data from other brand of phones to Samsung and in between Samsungs. If you have like I said, other device, let's say you got a new phone and that's a Xiaomi, and you're trying to migrate data to that Xiaomi device, you will not be using Smart Switch. You will always be using the application of a phone you are right now moving the data to, or wanting to move the data to. So if it's Xiaomi in this case, you would need to use Xiaomi's version of such an application, which is called Mi Mover. And in this case, you would need to download Mi Mover on Samsung device if this is your old one. Now, if you want to back up your device, what you could still do is grab your old phone, whatever the brand of it is, right? If it's Samsung, just open up Smart Switch. If it's other brand, look for what that other brand uses as similar application, download that application on this phone, connect these two devices together, and from there you can basically migrate every data regardless of how much of it is, regardless of this application app data exists, for instance, on Play Store or not. You can just move it because it's physically moving the application information that is on this phone to another one. It doesn't need internet connection. It does create a hotspot between these two phones together to help expedite this process, and it works flawlessly. It's super good, so I recommend doing that. Just heads up, not every phone brand has their own application that allows you to migrate data. And remember, you always need to use the application of a phone you're moving the data to. So if you have an old phone that you're migrating data to as a backup only, then you're just going to migrate to that one with using the application of that other device. And then when you're trying to move it back, you would need to use Smart Switch on that other device, because then you're moving, again, data to this phone. So anyway, that should help you understanding this, hopefully. And I recommend going this way, even though it's a little bit more convoluted in how it works and it has more steps. It's going to be much better for your data, how much data gets moved. It's just hands down infinitely better than what Google offers. Now with that out of the way, let's open up our settings again, and this time around we're just going to navigate to General Management right over here, and we're going to select Reset, and we're going to select Factory Data Reset from the very bottom. Give it a moment, it's going to load data that will be removed, so it informs you everything that will be deleted from here. There are some things like, for instance, your accounts. Don't worry, the accounts themselves aren't being deleted. They're just being removed from this phone, but you can re-sign into them on any other device, or even on this one after the reset is completed. So the Google accounts or Samsung or whatever accounts still are active. You just need to re-sign in onto them. They're just being removed from this phone. Anyway, and here you can also see we have things like system and app data settings, downloaded apps, music, photos, user data, and so on. So make sure everything is backed up. If it is, just scroll down, select Reset. If you have a screen lock, you do need to confirm it. And even furthermore, with the stupidity of Samsung, you need to select Delete All Data. You need to do this bullshit. Cancel. Oh wait, seriously, okay, so typically you just provide the fucking password right here, but it looks like I need to do this to a number, which I have no idea what number this is trying to use. Let's see. if I do this, I guess I can put in the passwords. You know what? I'm gonna go check what the password here is, so because I don't honestly remember. Okay, let's try this. So I'm gonna try to sign out of it, hopefully successfully. Okay, let's see, will that work? No. Okay. But no? No. Oh, for God's sakes. This? No. Oh, for God's sakes. Oh, I think I got it. Yep, I did. Okay, so once you get it, it will reboot the device, continue resetting it, and when that is finished, we will be presented with Android setup screen. So I'm gonna let it reset this phone, which will take approximately, I would say, probably 3 to maybe even 4 minutes here. This is a relatively slow device. So anyway, I'm gonna leave this running real time so you can see how long it takes, and I'm gonna come back once it's finished. And as you can see, the process is now finished and you can set up your device however you like. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.